Hey, this is Craig with CJ Purdy Homesteads up here in Lemston, New Hampshire. Today we're gonna do some stuff. We're gonna make some noise. We live up in New Hampshire. We got a lot of ledge on the property. Um, we bought a Hauyee HY35c. Last month we've just gotten into working with it the last couple weeks, putting it to work right away. It's a great excavator option. I'm going to say I am by no means an expert or anything like that, but I have operated a lot of excavators throughout my years, and I'm learning every day, like we usually do with this stuff. But I did my homework, and I got an HY35c. It's basically a four-ton machine. It weighs about 200 pounds, I believe. Some say just under 8, but everything I read, I think it's about 200 pounds. So a little smaller than I wanted. I would have loved to have had a 12,000 pound machine. I'm used to running a Kubota, an 057, which is just for me, and what I do is a solid weight machine, strong as an ox, great motor, but I don't have 120K. So my Hauyee did all my homework, and I found these two guys, Lee and Carl, down in, I believe it's Albany, Georgia, and they own Energy Power Systems, I believe is their company's name. Check them out, they're online. I paid full price for this stuff. I didn't get any bargains, but these guys have been great, man. You know, I was nervous at first. You saw one of my other videos when I first got it. I'm like, man, you just get nervous when you're doing this stuff. It's the first time you hear all these nightmares of Chinese excavators and people getting ripped off, having problems. So anyways, I bought it from a U.S. distributor, and that's what Lee and Carl do. They have another guy. I don't know how many guys they have working. The three people I've dealt with is Lee, Carl, and this guy Eric. And Eric is a wealth of knowledge. I've already heard people talking about him online as well. You can call him up and say, hey, I need this, that. What do I need for fittings? Or this is going on. I need to turn my AC on. And yeah, he just sits there. You get a person on your phone, which is huge with this stuff. So enough of them. They're awesome guys. I can't say enough so far about them. Nothing. They've just gone above and beyond. Matter of fact, they sent me the new updated thumb for my machine. I think it was version 1 or 2, and now they're on version either 2 or 3, which they're going to send, and I'm gonna use it and see if we can't bend it, because I've already bent this one, the one that they did reinforce. But anyways, they're solid, man. It's a legit company, and they delivered this right to my door. What more can you ask? The warranty, the parts, the availability to talk to anybody is just bar none. So without all that fancy promotion crap, or whatever you want to call it, again, they didn't give me a deal. I just bought it. So I just like to buff up companies that are real, and there's very far and few between right about now if you live in our world, and it's kooky. But anyways, let me turn you around and we'll check this out. All right, there she is, the Hauyee HY35c. I gotta stop saying that. Hauyee, I don't know. You tell me how you pronounce it. I leave the plastic on for a little while, so don't beat the crap out of it. But she's still pretty clean. Got a little dust and dirt, and no bangs or dents or anything. The only thing I have done is I've torqued this thing, working with some brush and logs. I'm on a logging job, and yeah, they did a great job buffing it up. I think it was more my fault for not being perfectly lined up perpendicular to the logs. And you know, these things have some good hydraulic power, so when I cranked on it, I went to straighten out the log or the brush pile, the big branches, that left side just bent up and torqued it. So either way, called them, immediately answered. Already told me they were working on a different version, an updated version. I think they're using some pretty good steel, and we'll see how it goes. I can't wait for it to come in. But check this out. This was another thing I purchased from them, and this is your This is your hammer, basically. Let me try to zoom out. There we go. And so I see a lot of hammers. They're made, I think, for the 1-2 ton machines. That's great. I have no experience with those. I do see a lot of people talking about them. I needed this due to various reasons here, but once I scan around, you'll see a ton of granite. We just have ledge all over the property. Hence, I have a wealth and stockpile of great flat stones, all granite. Most, everything's just here. You just got to work with it. You can't go around. So this has been bugging me for, I don't know, 8 years I've been here. It's a lawnmower killer. You do not run over stuff like this with lawnmowers. Transitioning from grass. The grass is all beat up because we're just doing we're revamping the place. And I already started to chew on this because I didn't want to start a video and basically have something go wrong, having me to fix it, go back and forth. So wanted to make sure everything was running good. That way I can plop this in my excavator and give you guys some action cam footage. This is going to be a platform basically for a fire pit up there. We've got some pretty good views. We're always in work in progress here. I don't know if you can see our handy dandy windmills up there, but they're up there. Anywho, this thing's a beast. This is solid ledge, granite. We're talking, a small machine. I've seen the videos. I have yet to see a good video on a 4-ton machine, and here we are, man. And I got a buddy that does excavating for a living. A few buddies. And he laughed at me when I told him I got a hammer for my 4-ton machine. He just said, give it 40 hours and, we'll see what happens. So Debbie Downer, Debbie Doubter, whatever you want to call him. Maybe he's going to be right. Maybe he's going to be wrong. So far, I think he's wrong. This thing, Eric said, just make sure you grease it, which I've always been a fan of greasing everything. Should always grease these like we talked about on the phone. Him and I, pins are a lot cheaper than everything else. So grease is cheap, and you get your pins. You don't want to have to keep replacing them, but you should be good if you throw that grease in. So I think I said pins are cheaper. Grease is cheaper than pins. So, anyways, let's pound this up. We'll see how it goes.